So the first question would be, in your experience as a business-to-business salesperson, how would you go about scouting for a potential client? So how would you look for them?
Well, in order to scout clients, there's many different ways that you can scout clients. I personally like to do social media marketing. I mean, there's 100 different things that you can approach, but Kijiji, Facebook Marketplace, going on Google, LinkedIn, any type of social media platform is the best way and free way to get yourself out there.
I see. Okay. And for the second question, during the sales process, how do you communicate with the client in order to build trust?
Through, what do you mean, from
So
the
when
beginning to end?
Yeah.
Well, first they come in, they get to see the product. In our industry, at least in what we do, they get to see how the product is built, they get to touch it, they get to see it. And after that, communication. Communication is key. Communication is the number one thing in sales. You gotta communicate with people. If you don't communicate with people, people are not gonna trust you. Never lying to people. That's the best thing. Never lie to people. Always be 100% honest with them. Depending on what you're selling, there's many different things you could sell. I mean, salespeople are needed in every type of industry. In our industry, construction and doing windows and doors, I mean, it's custom doors that we do, so it does take time. Delays do happen, so you just gotta explain to them and follow up with them.
Okay, perfect. And for question number 3, what are the steps you take to gain insight into what appeals to your client? So like what kind of, for the client, they have a specific designs. What are the steps you have to do in order to figure it out, basically?
You gotta ask the client questions. You gotta cater to the customer. So you have to interview the customer, not the customer interviews you. You gotta find out their problem and you gotta get the solution for them. How can you fix their problem? They're coming to you because they want something. They want something most likely because they have a problem or it's gonna benefit them somehow. How is it gonna benefit their life? You gotta find out their day-to-day life and you gotta find out whatever you're selling, how is it gonna help them? And just go on that.
So for the fourth question, let's say you're closing on a sale, and then what tip can you give when a client is hesitant with a sale? That's like they're 50-50.
Probably going back to exactly what I said, just getting as much information out of the customer as possible and selling that information to them. How does your product that you're selling benefit the customer?
Yep.
Sometimes people are selling the wrong product. The customer is saying they want ABC and then the sales guy is selling ZDF or he's selling something completely different. So just listen to what the customer wants and focus on what the customer wants, not what you want. Unless you have more experience than them and you can help them in like some kind of a knowledge sense where maybe you can recommend them in a different way, how to save some money, how to do something based on your experience, just because they're lacking in that.
I see. Got it. And for the fifth question, how difficult was it to get into your position since you're a manager, and what did you do to achieve it?
Honestly, starting out as an entry-level salesman, that's how I started in this industry, and then just being successful at what I was doing, just constantly going above and beyond, constantly drilling people, getting higher numbers than expected, and the company just saw something in me and they wanted to promote me, and then one thing led to another, and here I am. But just constantly going above and beyond. That's the best recommendation I can give. Never settle. Always go above and beyond. Never be lazy.
And yeah, okay, perfect. So for the sixth question, so explain what an ideal successful sale looks like to you from start to beginning.
For me personally is when I get a customer, they come in, I do my perfect presentation, I do my perfect show of numbers, and they buy the door for me right on the spot or whatever I'm selling it to them. In my situation, like I said earlier, we do sell doors here, so whenever I can meet a client for the first time and sell them on that first time is the best feeling and the best thing, the best success that I could say.
Okay.
You will have people you're not the only person that's selling whatever you're selling. So they're going to potentially go to somebody else. So then why are they going to buy from you and not from somebody else? So you got to just never waste your time. Always try to go above and beyond every single time and leave an imprint on that customer's head. Just so when they're thinking about it, they won't forget you.
Okay, perfect. Okay, got that. And for the seventh question, so when it comes to handling your prospects' concerns, what are some strategies you suggest to really understand what they're asking for?
Constantly ask them questions. Try to get as much visualization get as much information as possible, take as many notes as possible. Maybe somebody's not going to buy right on the spot. Maybe they're going to come back to you 2, 3, 4 weeks later, 2, 3 months later. So you want to be able to pull up all those paperworks, all those little notes, because you're probably going to talk to 100, 200 more people since you're going to speak to them. So remembering people, remembering little details is the most important thing. Maybe keeping it in Word file, keeping it in a CRM, having an email track record with the customer. But just honestly, constant communication and going above and beyond.
Okay, perfect. Got that. And so for number 8, what's the most challenging hurdle you've had and overcome during COVID and your work?
Adapting to not meeting people face to face. Because we are a manufacturing facility here. People do like to actually come here and see what they're buying. With COVID, that kind of limited the showroom. So we had to rely on doing virtual appointments, FaceTime appointments, Zoom call appointments, doing tours of the shop, but only going through your phone.
That's with the phone.
That's kind of, at first we didn't think of doing that. At first people were just taking pictures. Pictures or going everything by the phone, but then it's still not good enough. So then we started doing FaceTime video calls and taking the phone live video call with the customer, taking it to the paint shop, taking it to this department, to that department, going back and forth with them.
Circling that 30,000 square foot.
Non-stop running around the building, just constantly showing them stuff. Constant communication via FaceTime. FaceTime is the greatest thing.
So
WhatsApp,
that's what you adopted then, like,
that was the only thing. That was the best way to do it.
And were you still able to like find sales during that time?
Yeah. Construction never stopped. Construction always kept going. So we were, again, our industry just was very fortunate in that sense. Supply chain issues kind of killed us, but people are always building new houses. People always need anything to do with construction, any kind of trade, any kind of window, door, HVAC, flooring, framing, roofing. All of those trades are constantly busy, and they always need doors. So we're just very fortunate in that sense.
I see. Got it. And for the question number 9, how do you plan and prepare for a sales call?
Nowadays, I don't do much planning. You still gotta plan yourself a little bit. You gotta make sure you have as much information as possible. I personally, my secret is take a deep breath before you make that call and smile. People can hear you smiling over the phone. You have a different tone of voice. Sound like you're really interested in it. Maybe tell everyone to leave the office. Tell them to leave your room. Make it a quiet place. Have a nice cup of coffee with you, a cup of tea, drink of water, whatever your personal beverage choice is, and take your time. Never a rush. Never rush. Take as much time as needed. If it takes you 30 minutes to close it or it takes you 2 hours to close it, just don't lose your patience and take your time. Patience is key, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, patience is the number one thing. Everybody is different. There's a bajillion different people in the world. Some of them can make a decision in 30 seconds, some of them need more time. So
now rushing the customer.
Never change. Just how you started with them, finish with them that same way.
Okay.
Don't get irritated and don't start getting a little bit crazy because people can sense it. People are watching you the whole time. So just keep calm and take your time.
Perfect. And for the last question, so what are your best tips on closing a sale? Let's say you showed them the showroom, you showed them everything. So how do you close a sale?
I mean, there's like, sorry for my language, but you can go. There's so many different ways to close a sale. Like, I mean, number one is I personally don't like to give people pressure. Sometimes people say, buy right now and I'm going to give you this deal. So I don't like to be that guy. Like, why can't you give them the deal in a week? Why does it have to be right now?
That's true.
Right? Like, what changes? So just don't be greedy. Take your time. Don't give them too much pressure. Cater to whatever to what they need. Sometimes people want to get different options, so give them 3 different options to whatever they want to buy. Option number 1, option number 2, and option number 3. This costs this much money. Option number 2 costs a little bit more. Option number 3 costs even more. So you give them,
have like a plan B if anything.
Just in case. Like in case you're over their budget, you have another thing that you could do to still make the sale. Constant follow-ups. Sometimes doing too much follow-ups is also not a good thing. Sometimes people say follow up. But doing constant follow-ups, you could be that annoying sales guy that I'm just going to tell, go away. Like, I don't want to hear from me when I'm trying to buy something. I want to buy it when I want to buy it. I don't want to buy it when you want me to buy it.
Yeah, that's true.
So just give them as much time as needed. Potentially on holidays, send them a greeting. Maybe get little information out of
That's
them.
true. That's actually a great idea. Yeah.
Whatever, it's New Year's or Christmas and you know you're talking to this client, just message, hey John Smith, Happy New Year's, Happy Holidays, Happy Christmas, whatever, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Halloween, anything, any type of civil holiday or anything that's going on, just message them and say, hey, how are you? Happy Holidays. Again, what else? There's so many different things. I mean, that you can also, what else can I say? Just be very visual. Don't only go based on pictures. A lot of people want to go based on pictures. Try to go above and beyond and take them to where they want to see, where it's being made or whatever it is that you're selling. Maybe it's a window, so take them to the place that the window's being made. If it's a door like our situation, take them to the back, show them, like, don't only take them in the showroom, show them, take them to the back of the shop and show them this. Even if it's selling cars, like, take them to the mechanic, show them that the car actually works. Don't let them take the car to the mechanic. You go above and beyond. And go beyond. Like, in every industry, there's something that you can do that will go above and beyond. Think about it like this: if they don't buy it from you, they're gonna buy it from somebody else. So why are they not gonna make it so they buy it from you?
That's true. Yeah.
Do everything in your power. Be their butler. Think of it as like a restaurant. That's the best advice that I could do. Give them the better service that you give to somebody, the more tips you're gonna get as a waiter or as a busboy or as a bartender, whatever the case may be. Sales is the same thing. If you can give them an amazing experience, they'll pay you more money.
For sure, absolutely.
And I mean, just that's literally it. Start it right now. Think of it as being as a waiter and giving them the number one service. Sometimes people are gonna, maybe the other guy has a better product, but they're gonna want to buy it from you because they trust you, Gabriel.
Yeah, that's true.
They don't want to trust David. They trust Gabriel. You might be a little bit cheaper, but they trust you more. You might be a little bit more expensive, but they trust you more.
Yeah.
You might be a longer lead time, but they trust you more. They know that you're a trustworthy person. They know that they can talk to you. They know that you're going to give them your personal cell phone number. Some people are scared to give their personal cell phone number. Give your personal cell phone number. You have nothing to hide. What do you have to hide? You're selling a car, or you're selling a door, or you're selling a cell phone, or you're selling business to business printer paper, or you're selling staples, or you're selling anything. Whatever you're selling, just do that.
Perfect. And for the last question, basically, a rough amount. So, what was your highest sale, and how did you achieve it?
Wow. So definitely, it's nothing. We don't sell real estate, so it's not. I'm not going to tell you some $1.3 million, $17 million house or anything like that. But I mean, an average door can sell from about $300 to $5,000. We've done townhouse complexes where we sold for over 140 grand, 150 grand.
140.
We have a project right now that probably cost about 160,000. A bunch of doors in there. But it's negotiating deals.
Okay, perfect.
Probably even more than that, honestly. But we do them quite often. Trying to break that like $300,000-$400,000 number now to get a big complex, but only time will tell when we get that.
Okay, perfect. So that's pretty much the end of the interview. Thank you so much for your time, and that's it.
Okay, Gabriel. It was a pleasure. Thank you very much. Take care.